Anyways, all of my friends, fellow guildmates, hard to
Gather round.
behold, gather round, gather round to be warmed by a doll, as it is story time, brought to you by Big C.
This is gonna be bad.
So, numerous years ago, when I was but a wee lad, living with my family, namely my mother and my sister, I had a very broken childhood growing up, and thus had to deal with an immense amount of shit. One of those things was dealing with my sister's incessant begging for my mother's money. One day I was sitting on the couch, minding my own business, when my sister was once again begging for money. It was such a common occurrence by this point that I just chalked it up to, being the normal, and I decided to ignore it. But I started paying attention when I realized she was asking for such a low sum of money. You see, she was only asking for $5. And I was just like, why the hell is she only asking for $5? Because normally she asks for like 200 or more, because she was a whore. Anyways, she kept asking for $5, and my mother would not give it to her until she told her what it was for. My sister, for whatever reason, would not tell her what the $5 was for. Until eventually, with my mother's incessant nagging, my sister was like, fine, I'll tell you what it's for. I need to go buy a douche for her extremely filthy vagina, I'm sure. And at that point, I'm kind of trying to hint to them that I'm still in the fucking room and that they need to shut up and talk about this elsewhere. But before they get that hint, my mother decides to enlighten my sister and says, don't waste your money on a douche. Just use the shower head like I do. It was at that point where I got up, went into the bathroom, ripped the shower head out of the wall, and beat it against the wall of the shower until it broke into a million pieces. In which I then went back to my mother and yelled at her for using the fucking shower head to rub her cooch, which is the same thing that I use to wash my face.
Porn.
And now you know why Pyro's macro is Evan likes. Yes. Is that. That is the story behind that macro. Oh, and by the way, my name is Evan. And that is my story. Thank you all.